We are all trying to do the best we can in this crazy new world that we live in. But there's one thing we can't forget. That no matter what happens in this world, there's one thing that never changes. And that is how beautiful this planet is that we live on. Mother Nature and all its creatures and beauty, it continues to grow and live with or without us. So I think we all need to find some peace and harmony in knowing that the world itself hasn't changed at all. I wish I could tell you where we are. I have absolutely no clue. We've been driving around here for a little while, just exploring all these back roads, and we came across, looks like an old farm here, or part of a little town. The signs on all these buildings that say private property, so we're not going to go onto the grassy areas, but yeah, check this out. If you really think about it, every time someone who is stuck in the rat race needs a break from everything that's chaotic in their world, they always run to the country. They always go out for some fresh air, go for a walk at a park, or go camping. There's a reason for that. It's because nature and this planet has an energy of its own. Why? Because it's living its own life and doesn't give a crap about us. And we get out there into this backcountry and we feed off the energy of the earth, which lifts our spirits, makes us positive, makes us feel a little bit more free, and kind of just wipes out all of that stress. So we need to take care of Mother Nature. And I know me and you, we treat it a little different because this is where we live. According to the markers on the side of this road, we're about 1.5 kilometers away from the main road, which you guys can hear the hum of the main road back there. Yeah, a great little open area here all by ourselves. CRUZ is out there already exploring. And over there somewhere, right there behind the tree. It's an amazing area up here. Wow. About a week ago in a video, I dumped the water out of my cooler, and then I mentioned after that while I was doing my dishes about conserving drinking water. And so many people in that video made comments about why I don't use the water out of here instead of pouring it on the ground. You see, because I dump it every morning, and a lot of times it's only a little bit of, just a tiny bit that comes out. So I never really worry about it. And I've never really been in a position where I can't find water. Water is literally everywhere, whether it be at parks or sandy dumps or getting it from the grocery store, or I've been filling up a lot lately at Canadian Tire because it's $2 for 20 liters, which is super cheap and it tastes good. But I've never been at a point in my van life where I've had to conserve water so much that I needed to use the stuff out of here for doing my dishes, because ideally the amount of water I use to do dishes is like a spritz worth and a wipe down and I'm done. And for CRUZ, I'm not about to let him drink the water out of here because sometimes the cooler can get a little bit on the slimy side. After a fresh clean and the first couple bags of ice go in there, I would have no problems using that water. But as I throw a few more on top of that, and it does happen to get a bit slimy, I am not about to use that to wash my dishes with. But that's also an option for you. If you guys are going to use a cooler and you do need to make use of all the water, you guys can use this stuff, because I don't know what it's like where you are, but I know here in Canada and anywhere I've ever traveled, getting water is so easy. Well, everyone, there comes a time in my van life where I need to accept my defeat. I need to put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak. We've had a lot of questions pop up concerning my skateboard. There is more wear and tear on this skateboard from it being wedged in behind there. My door's got scratches on it, top to bottom, and I never ride this thing. When I initially got it, I knew it was gonna look good up there, and I used it sometimes when I'm like parked way down a beach somewhere and I don't want to lose my spot because the beaches are packed and I need to go to the washroom. I'll grab the board, ride down to the end of the beach and use the bathroom. Well, today we are putting the skateboard to rest. It has been 1 year or more since the last time I rode it. So today we're gonna screw it to the wall. Why are you screwing it to the wall? Well, because as you can tell there, it's got scratches on there. It slides over all the time. So today we're gonna give up on the skateboard for good. I'm gonna drill a hole right through the top of it, right into the wood to keep it from moving around. Was manufactured as a skateboard, but is now a place to store my towels and a very secure spot to hang things. It's not going anywhere now. On the bright side though, when I'm driving around those backcountry roads, there's sometimes I like go to get out of my van on the side door and this skateboard's falling right over. Yeah, now it ain't gonna go anywhere. He's been sitting up there overlooking the whole camp. He's coming to me because he knows I just grabbed him a treat. Hey, good boy for protecting us, buddy. Thanks for keeping a lookout, bro. Good boy. Walking around and exploring our home tonight. Holy crap, look at the dinosaur poop. Those are giant. What the hell kind of animal poops that big? Look at it. It's all over in here. That is a giant. CRUZ, man, be careful, buddy. There's dinosaurs out here, bro. Is that cow poop? I don't think there's bison in this area, but those are pretty giant poops. What do you say, CRUZ? Want to have a fire tonight? Maybe? All right, guys, so we made ourselves a little tiny fire pit because it is a little chilly up here. We're about 4,000 feet above sea level right now. And according to the weather app on my phone, it could get down to like -2 tonight. But it's super warm right now. It's probably around 13, 14 degrees Celsius. And yeah, you know, I figured we might as well make ourselves a little fire pit and be ready to have a campfire. Whether we have one or not, I'm still not too sure yet, because I don't like the smell of it on my clothing. I don't like the smell of that clothing in my van when I take it off afterwards. And I don't like it on my body, especially when I'm limited on where I can shower these days. But on the note of the campfire, there's a fire ban in BC right now that started on April 16th. And I wasn't too sure if that was campfires. CRUZ, are you really sitting? He's like, this isn't a fire pit, buddy. It's my new doggy bed. Is that your new doggy bed, CRUZ? That's the fire pit, bro. So the fire ban, I looked it up online. I'll see if I can throw the image up on the screen if I remember during the edit. the edit. The fire ban is for category 2 and category 3 fires. And the reason why the fire ban started this early is because of the pandemic. I guess they wanted to kind of make sure all the emergency people aren't rushed out to fires. They can keep them in towns just in case something crazy goes on with this pandemic. So the fire ban started way early, but it didn't affect campfires. Campfires are not category 2 or 3, which allows me to have a fire here tonight if I really want to, which is pretty great. And yeah, guys, so we're sitting out here in the middle of the woods. It's just us. Obviously signs of wild animals out here. There's some big poops. There's a bunch of little poops back there. Looks like they're from some deer or something like that. And then that wild animal. So if you're looking at getting into van life and you're a little unsure about how safe it's going to be, I have never had a scary situation in this van for over 2.5 years. And I was never a backcountry guy, someone who parked it in places like this that get completely pitch black out here. And we are 1.5 kilometers away from the nearest road, and we are probably 100 kilometers or more away from the nearest town. So on the emergency standpoint, I'm alone out here. So if you've ever feared that, let me tell you my story. It was a bit of an uneasy night the very first night I ever slept in the backcountry. But after 2, 3, or 4 times of doing it, it's fine. I never have ever feared for my safety out here. I sleep rock solid. I sleep well. I don't get shady sleeps because I'm worried. So the same thing applies for living in the city in your van. So if you're a little bit concerned about van dwelling in a city, do it a handful of times. After a handful of times, you realize, I'm safe in the city. So I'm speaking from experience in Canada. I don't have experience in other countries. So wherever you live may be different. But like anything in this world, don't put an opinion on something unless you have actually physically done it yourself at least a dozen times to know that your opinion is correct. Now that I'm cooking more in the van, I need to get a jug to put my gray water in. So normally I would just pour it into a bowl and then get rid of it the next day. But now that I'm cooking in my van more often, especially when I'm in the city, having a little container to put all my gray water, like stuff like this in, is a good idea. Putting on my fire sweater. That way I don't stink up my jacket too much. I've always lived in an apartment. And I don't know how to explain this the right way, but I'm going to try my best. You see, living in the concrete jungle in my little concrete bubble way above the city streets, I never really felt connected to the planet. I was connected to myself and connected to my own creativity. I knew what I wanted in this world, and I knew what I wanted to share with everybody. And that was my music. From the nightclub and DJ stuff to the radio world that I used to live in. I knew what I wanted, but I never felt connected to nature, which really just kind of made everything that I was feeling incomplete. And now that I live in a van, I actually live in nature. I live on those city streets that I used to live way, way above. I'm now in the cities. I'm now in the towns. I'm actually living my life for real. I feel way more connected now that I live in a van than I ever did in my concrete bubble. What is that thing? That thing up in the sky. Bam! You got it. The sun is out. And it feels so nice just hitting the skin. Bang! So good. The fire kept us nice and warm, but now that the sun's peeked out, we're going to enjoy the rest of this evening here. So we're going to say bye to all of you. Thanks for hanging out with us here on just another day of our van life journey. I know you guys are with me just about every day, so hopefully you guys get a better understanding on what this life is actually really like. That's my only goal with this channel, and to maybe entertain some of you guys and build a few YouTube friends out of the whole deal. So I want to be honest with you right now and just tell you something I'm really feeling deep inside of me today. I miss how fast-paced our days used to be. I miss that I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and it was like boom all day long. Now things are just so mellow, and I'm having a hard time trying to adjust to this mellowness. This is great 1 day a week, 2 days a week, but I just need my days to go boom. You know what I mean? That's a nice sound effect, hey? But I miss it. This guy, on the other hand, he just loves his everyday. He's passed out over there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for watching another video here with us today on Van City Van Life. If you haven't subscribed, please do. All right, I'm going to go back and make more TikTok videos. Yep, that's what I've been doing to pass my time, making TikToks. See you guys. In the past 5 weeks, life has been a lot slower. And inside of this calmness, it's given me a chance to really think about life as a YouTuber. And life as a YouTuber always comes back to the base and the fundamentals of being, well, a creator. And that's you. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be living the life we live today. I wouldn't be making everyday videos if it wasn't for all of you that press play every day. So thank you guys for always being here with us. It means a lot.